Hello, social workers of Alabama. I hope you all are doing well today. I wanted to bring you some information that I feel will be helpful concerning continuing education units. I just got a question not long ago from Jessica, and she had asked me something about CEUs, and it prompted me to a few other questions that some of you may have concerns about, and that I actually had wanted to get knowledge of myself. I actually had to call the board to get some clarification. And so I will be following back on this video with another video to discuss a few other items that I think that we should be aware of. Okay. So I want to start here. So the question that and some of you all have been doing this for a while, so you're already pretty much familiar with what it is that you need as far as continuing education units. Unfortunately, that's not the case for everybody, especially if you're a part of our social work group, because many individuals from our social work group they come in unlicensed and then they become licensed. And so we want to make sure everybody stays informed concerning what is needed relative to CEUs. But let's get into it. So what are the required continuing education hours from the Alabama Social Work Board, Alabama Social Work Board of Examiners? May not have said that in sequence. But what are the requirements? So one thing that I recommend is just getting familiar with where these things are found. I'm going to see if I can share my screen here. Uh, let's see if I can share my screen and take you all to a place that you should know about. All right. And we're going to go real quick into this. And that is the Alabama Board's website. Okay. And so on the Alabama State Board of Social Work Examiners website, you can find the information that you need about this and other laws and rules that may be important to you. All right. So here we go. All right, so this is the board, Social Work Board's website. You want to go here. And where do we find the continuing education? We find it, nope, not here. We actually find the requirements right here under laws and rules. And once you go into laws and rules, if I don't blank out, you go under here to 850-X-8, and it has continuing education, and it lets you know everything that you need to know about continuing education. Now, regardless of whether you're an LBSW, licensed bachelor social worker, LMSW, licensed master social worker, LICSW, licensed independent clinical social worker, or clinical supervisor, these units are for everyone. Everyone is required to get these units. Now, you can get them different ways, but these are the requirements. So starting here, we're just going to start at the top because what you see, the 30, 10, 3, it kind of goes all the way down, 30, 10, 3. All right, 30, 10, 3. All right, all the way down. All right, and so what is required is a total of 30 continuing education units. 10 of those are supposed to be what's called classroom or live. Classroom or live, meaning that you're in a classroom forum. Maybe you're somewhere in a building or something like that, and you get those continuing education units. It's live, it's you're in person, or over the internet. Okay. So that's what a lot of people don't know. The question is many times, I should say that for another one. Can I get live continuing education? I'll still do another one. Live continuing education, online. And the answer is yes. Okay, so you can do that, and we'll talk more about that, about live continuing education. Okay, so we're required to have 30 units. 10 must be live in person, and guess what? 3 needs to be ethics. Now, the ethics, those 3 ethics units can be live, or they can be online, or they can be something that you read out of something, they give you credit or what have you. Anything that has been approved by the Alabama Board of Social Work Examiners, you can use. And so hopefully that answers your question. If you had questions about what are the required continuing education requirements for LBSWs, LMSWs, and LICSWs. Now, there's a little bit more that's required for LICSWs. And we're going to get back to that when I pick up on the other video, on the next video. And I want you to be thinking about if you know the answer to this question. If I am a clinical supervisor, can my supervision continuing education units count towards my clinical hours? If I'm a clinical supervisor, that's almost as high as you can get, probably as far as a license, and what have you, and little credentials that you get from the board. So if I am a clinical supervisor, can my supervision CEUs, continuing education units, count? Can my continuing education, can my supervision CEUs count towards my clinical hours? Can you kind of substitute that or use that for those hours that's needed? Because there are some things I didn't mention. We'll wait till we get over to LICSWs and what have you. But this is the basics that you need to know as far as what's required. If you are LICSW, there's a little bit more information that you're probably going to want to know about the requirements, and if you are a clinical supervisor as well. And we'll try to get that out within the next day or two. Hopefully this is helpful. Y'all take care. All right, bye-bye.